Because loneliness is not about quantity, but about quality. Today we're going to dive into a topic that hits closer to home than most of us would like to admit, and we've talked about it a little bit around the edges, but we really want to kind of dive into the deep end today, and it's this issue of loneliness. And here's the thing, loneliness isn't just about being alone. Loneliness was an issue before the pandemic a few years back, and now even more so. It is affecting people in a big way, and we'll talk about which groups of people are most affected. It's possible, believe it or not, to be surrounded by tons of people, to have a lot of social connections, to have high numbers on your social media platform, and yet still to feel completely unseen and unknown. That's why we're going to look at what loneliness really is, how technology impacts it, and how it plays out across even different generations. So let's start with a simple question. How is loneliness defined? How would you define loneliness? What words would you use to describe loneliness? Because it's more than a physical isolation. Some people define it this way. They say it's the gap between the relationships we long for and the relationships we actually have. It's the gap between the relationships we long for and the relationships we actually have. It's that ache of disconnection even in a crowded room, because loneliness is not about quantity, but about quality. So loneliness is not about quantity, but it is about quality. It's about actually knowing whether we're truly valued or known.